Hello, and I have with me today Karla Claus from Newberry Springs. So Karla, what brings you here today?
I'm here to support Route 66 and Amboy for their car show, their fabulous car show, and also representing the Bagdad Cafe, our famous movie set in Newberry Springs.
That's right, the Bagdad Cafe was filmed
there.
Yeah, it was filmed there. Oh, what? Did you happen to be in the Bagdad Cafe?
No, I wasn't, but Andrea, who is the owner, still is smiling and greeting all the people, and they have this charming little movie set that just makes you feel like you went back in history. Very much how charming and adorable Amboy is.
It is, I've been to the Bagdad Cafe a couple of times. It is really unique, and it's a really nice, cool place to go to with all the banners and stuff they have on the wall and everything.
Well, because of the movie, and because it's more of a European, sensation, we have 6,000 people who come to take a picture, mostly French,
Really?
German, European, buses, and it's the happiest place on earth.
Wow.
Any place where Route 66 is the heart of it.
Now that's really interesting because it's like when you're close to something, like when you live near, you kind of think, oh yeah, I'll go there whenever. And then you have people coming from all over the world
Right.
who are just excited to be there. Yeah, that's something we all need to keep in mind, myself included. So, okay, well tell me, so this says Historic Route 66 Tours. Can you explain what that is?
Yes. Well, since I'm a 20-year resident there, and the Bagdad is sort of a hot spot, a group of us, but me especially, and my husband have decided to start a tour business because people come there, they take the picture, but there's not a lot of other things to do. Little do they know that we have a wealth of beautiful and wonderful and rural things to see. We have a world-famous koi farm. We have one of the only Egyptian Coptic Catholic churches there, a monastery really. And it looks like you went to Egypt because and they are welcome to have tours. We have lake properties. We have a lot of petroglyphs because our Indians dwelled up in the mountains. And we have big horn sheep, plus many more.
You have what?
Big horn sheep.
Okay, look, I need to see the big horn sheep.
Okay.
Because every time we go to Joshua Tree, they say there's bighorn sheep there, but we've yet to see any. And so then it's almost like a joke. It's like, okay, are we going to see bighorn sheep here today? But you have bighorn sheep in Newberry Springs?
Yes. Now they like to hide out in the high mountains, but our little park has a watering station for them. And so approximately 11:30 around every day, they'll come over this little mound, and if you're inside the building, you have a great view of them. But they're really almost not that afraid because they're so used to using the park for a watering hole, including little babies and mamas and big rams, and it's quite special.
Okay, I'm going to be getting in contact with you. I need to. I want to see those bighorn sheep.
And this is the fun of someone like Jim Conkle or myself learning about the little things that can delight people and make their vacations extremely memorable.
You're right, because the only thing I knew about in Newberry Springs was the Bagdad Cafe. And you brought up these other things I had not heard about before. That is really interesting. I'm going to be checking that out. Okay. And something else that Jim had mentioned to me is that you also, oh, wait a minute. You were...
Yes,
Miss Classic Route 66. Well, now tell us about that.
Well, we have a Miss Route 66 pageant put on by our Chris Watson of Newberry Springs. 50 years in a row helping pageant stay alive. Anyway, we have a car show in Barstow, our closest big city, and all of Main Street, which is Route 66, has a beautiful show just like here with classic cars, and they hold this little pageant, and even Jim was one of the actual judges. I might have had a little in. But they were all ages, and they had little girls and mom and daughter, and they had probably about 45 contestants.
Wow.
And everybody got some sort of award. But in my case, I'm now, at least for this whole year, Miss Route 66 Classic, and I'm also considered a queen.
All right.
So
Queen Karla. All
Queen
right.
Karla. But what has been fun about it is if I go to the Bagdad or even here, people say, "Can I take your picture?" You know, and so it's spreading that enthusiasm.
Oh, that's way cool. That's cool. Okay. And okay, I want to ask you about one other thing. Now, Jim had mentioned that you you have a refinishing furniture business or so. Well, can you tell us about that? Because he said whatever it is that you do is really fantastic. So what is that?
Thank you. It's called Villa Bella Home, and Villa Bella in Italian means house beautiful. So my husband and I met, fell in love over refinishing furniture. But in 25 years, we have morphed into becoming the fantasy ultimate princess look. Princess, right? But it actually goes from the adults who are ultra feminine ladies, want to have their dream to have cherubs and roses, or royal elements and pearls draped on them. So it is very elaborate, it's very creative, and we're able to do this on our property in our rural area and ship cross country.
Wow.
Yeah, it is, you know, normally my hands have a lot of paint on them.
Oh. All right. Very creative there, I see. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for stopping by and having a chat with you, and you know, we'll put your information up there too so people will know how to contact you. Okay?
And one last little thing. We have a wonderful Chamber of Commerce who have a little office at our family center that people can come and get our really nice little magazine or brochures or hear more about what's to do in our area. So have them stop by the family center called the Drifting Sands Cafe.
Okay, great.
Okay, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for being here and sharing your story. That was great.